Maybe you've been wondering, why does she use really fancy LUXARDO maraschino cherries in her cocktail making videos, but also does not have a cocktail shaker? I'm here to tell you what my priorities are when it comes to making cocktails in terms of what are the important items that you invest in and what are, in my opinion, the less important items for making a really beautiful cocktail at home. I'm gonna start by talking about the video that just came out, the Perfect Manhattan, and go through these ingredients that we need for a Perfect Manhattan. My number one priority for the best possible product for a Perfect Manhattan or any cocktail that uses maraschino cherries is LUXARDO cherries. This is not because they are more expensive than the whiskey, but just in terms of what you can get for cherries, they seem like they're pretty expensive. They're definitely top shelf cherries. They're like $20, $22 for this jar. But it's totally worth it. Do not skimp on these cherries unless you are making them at home, which is maybe something we will take a venture into in the future. What comes next is a pretty good whiskey. This is a whiskey-based cocktail, so we want a high-quality whiskey, but you don't need to go over the top here because it is a cocktail. So if you spend, $700 Badil on a bottle of whiskey, then what's the point of putting it in a cocktail? You can't always taste the subtleties of it. So I like this Templeton Rye. It's probably like top of the middle shelf, I would say. $40, whatever. You can go lower. It's your cocktail. I really like to go with DOLIN because they offer you the option of dry versus white vermouth. There is a difference. That difference is important. It really is what separates a normal Manhattan from a perfect Manhattan, is this dryness and this little bit of bitterness that comes from this vermouth, which is delicious, and also I would drink this on its own. It's really good. I would rather have a nice fancy glass to drink out of, a martini glass for a Manhattan or a martini, or a nice tumbler for whiskey, than have nice equipment to make that cocktail in. Because for me, drinking a cocktail at home is all about the feeling of being in a bar, especially right now when I can't be in a bar. So if you can get a really nice martini glass for 50 cents at your local Goodwill, then invest in it, it's worth it. Obviously, whatever fruit we're using is organic. We use grapefruit in this recipe, so that's a pretty high quality item. When it comes to mixing your drinks, I'm sure there are people that disagree with this, but I don't think that you need a fancy cocktail shaker, a jigger, a strainer, especially when your partner invests in all sort of superfluous kitchen utensils like this size strainer, which I'm not sure we really use for anything, but I use it to strain my cocktails. In this case, I stir my Manhattan. So I just put it in here. There's already little ounces in here, so I can know how much I need to use. Put a little ice in there, stir it around, and then strain it with this strainer into the cocktail glass. And then for the sweet vermouth, yes, this is from Trader Joe's. Yes, this is not really high quality vermouth. Maybe you're wondering, why would she ruin the cocktail with this vermouth? And I have to tell you that the answer is because I mistakenly bought this at Trader Joe's, and now I have so much of this sweet, shitty vermouth, and I need to get rid of it. And you just can't buy 4 new bottles of really nice booze at the liquor store every time you go. So I'm gonna have to use up this stupid Trader Joe's vermouth until it's done. And honestly, it's only a ½ ounce. It's just in there to give it a little bit of sweetness. It's fine. You get more of the really delicious sweetness from the maraschino cherry syrup. So that's all you need. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you watched the video and really enjoyed it. I really love this cocktail. And I hope you feel inspired to make a perfect Manhattan at home.